Well, boys, tonight we're going to share our story time with our friends from church. And I have a new book, just came from Amazon today. And this is a book that Miss Jennifer Spain from church recommended, and she thought it would be a really good book for all the boys and girls at church, and she thought that you guys would like it. And I think that having read it now, all the boys and girls at church are going to like it. This book is called It Will Be Okay, Trusting God Through Fear and Change. And it's a story from Little Seed and Little Fox.
Will you show the pictures?
Yes, I will. In a dusty shed on a rickety shelf, hidden in a cozy place, there lived a tiny seed. And day after day, Little Seed watched as the farmer came into the shed. The farmer's strong hand would reach into the shed, and he would go to the packet and he would say, "I have a good plan for you." Each time he selected a seed out of the little packet. Little Seed knew the farmer was good and kind, but he did not really want to ever leave his home. Little Seed liked living inside the cozy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. In the nearby woods, under the big tall trees, there lived in a comfy den, there lived a playful little fox. Little Fox raced around the tree trunks in the woods. "Yippee!" he shouted with glee. But then a long black shadow scared him, and he hurried to hide in his den. He was scared of the dark shadows and howling winds and rain. He was scared of most everything. Little Fox liked his comfy den under the big tall trees in the nearby woods. He did not like being afraid. One particularly dark night, a storm rumbled into the forest, and thunder boomed and lightning flashed. Rain poured into the little fox's den. "Oh no!" Little Fox cried as he scurried through the woods, trying to find somewhere safe and dry and not scary. He barreled inside the farmer's dusty old shed, bumped into the rickety shelf, and knocked over the cozy seed packet. And Little Seed rolled onto the floor. A surprised Little Fox found himself standing nose to nose with a very unhappy Little Seed. "I am Little Fox, and I live in the den under the big tall trees in the nearby woods," he explained. "I love to play in the woods, but I'm afraid of dark shadows and of howling winds," he said. "There are no winds and there are no shadows in your shed. Can I live here with you? Will you be my friend?" Little Seed said, "Do you see a pillow? Do you see a bed? Do you see a place to lay your wet head? No, you don't, because this safe place is the farmer's shed." But then Little Seed thought of how safe and warm it was inside the cozy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. He thought it might be quite nice to have a friend. Little Fox and Little Seed became the best of friends. Little Seed told silly stories, and Little Fox made funny faces. Each day when the farmer came to the shed, Little Fox hid away. But the farmer was good, and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was always watching over them, even when they didn't know it. One morning the farmer came into the shed, as he had on many, many days. "Little Seed," he said, as he placed him in his hand, "I have a wonderful plan for you. I have waited for just the right time, and today is the day." "Oh no, please no. I don't want to go," thought Little Seed. The farmer went outside and he knelt down. He pushed Little Seed under the ground into the dirt and down into a deep, dark, messy place. "Now, Little Seed," this is going to be different. This is going to be different. And it might seem scary, but it will be okay. You can trust me, said the farmer. Little Seed wished he were inside the cozy packet on the rickety shelf in the farmer's dusty shed. I want to trust, even when I can't see. But how in the world is this going to be good for me? Little Seed, come back, cried Little Fox when he saw the farmer take his friend. Where are you, Little Seed? And he looked at the front of the shed, and he looked behind the shed, but Little Seed was not there. And he looked on top of the tractor, and he looked under the tractor, but Little Seed was not there either. And he looked under the duck's wings, and he looked under the horse's stall, and he looked in the pig's pen, and he even looked in the farmer's boot, and inside the dog's floppy ears. But Little Seed could not be found anywhere.
He's in the dirt.
Now Little Fox was really worried. Little Seed, he shouted. I'm here, I'm here. Way down in the dirt. I'm scared and I'm lonely, but I'm not hurt, came Little Seed's muffled voice right below him. Little Fox thought hard for something to say or something to do that would help his friend not be scared. But he was afraid too. It's different and scary to be someplace new, but it will be okay, Little Seed. Little Seed was not so sure, and neither was Little Fox. But the farmer was good, and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was watching over them, even when they didn't know it. Little Fox stayed by Little Seed night after night and day after day. He was scared and he was lonely too. But after a while, Little Fox started to see how the farmer took care of them. Fresh water for Little Seed, sweet berries for Little Fox. He wasn't even quite so afraid when he saw the dark shadows or when he heard the howling wind. Little Fox was starting to believe that the farmer was good and the farmer was kind. My friend, whispered a sleepy Little Fox to Little Seed, go to sleep. It will be okay. And Little Seed sat in that dark and messy place for what seemed like a very, very long time. But one spring morning, Little Seed felt a mysterious stirring. He looked down and he discovered that he was no longer a little seed. He was becoming something brand new, something wonderful. And he pushed up through the dark, out of the dirt, and right through the ground. And there, looking sleepy-eyed and surprised, was his friend, Little Fox. Little Fox looked down and saw the beautiful green sprout. My friend! And they each exclaimed with glee. They were once again nose to nose. And Little Seed told silly stories, and Little Fox made his funny faces. And after many days of fun, Little Seed said, Little Fox, look up and see. It's hard to believe what's become of me. From the messy dark place I grew and grew, from a seed to a tree, and only the farmer knew. Together they made it through the dark and through the scary time, and together they each learned that the farmer was good and the farmer was kind, and the farmer was always watching over them, even in dark, messy places. Little Seed was never supposed to be just a seed in a seed packet, and Little Fox was not supposed to be alone and afraid. The seasons came and the seasons went, and Little Seed grew to be a big, strong tree, and Little Fox raced around his tree trunk, and sometimes Little Fox lay in the tall, cool grass near the Little Seed, and the breeze tickled his nose, and the sun warmed his belly, and the good, kind farmer was watching over them always. Little Seed liked things to stay the way they were. Little Fox was still sometimes afraid, but just as they learned to trust in the farmer, we can learn to trust in God.
Well,
We do not need to fear. He has a wonderful plan. God loves you, and He is kind. And in the end, it really will be okay. Trust this truth in the tough times you face, confusing times in the messy and hard place. God loves you, and He is kind. And remember always, in your heart and in your mind, what do you think it's going to say? Oh, it's all. It will be okay. It will be okay.
Wait.
Did you like that?
Yeah, but Daddy.
Good night, everybody.
Daddy.